All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Riot Blockchain, stock ticker RIOT. They are a Bitcoin mining company, and they put out their monthly operational update for the month of November. So I want to go through that, and I want to go through the company itself. If you're new to the channel, we go through Bitcoin and the miners all the time, so please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it really is helping out the channel a lot, and I appreciate it. Lastly, you can join the channel and be a member by hitting the join button, which I think is right next to the subscribe button. If you don't see a join button, there should be a link below. Members get some members only content. We do a members only live stream once a week. And in addition to that, members get to pick a video each week for me to do a deep dive on. So we hope to see you there. Let's talk about Riot Blockchain. So I want to go through their operational report for the month of November, but first I just want to take a brief overlook at Riot and talk about the company, and then let's take a look at what they did. Okay, so Riot's trading for $4.83 right now, so that is near its 52-week low. It did get as low as $3.91, so it's not at its 52-week low, but its 52-week high is over $30 to put it in perspective. So the market cap of this stock is $810 million right now. So I like to just start out by putting things in perspective. This is a chart of Riot's market cap over the last 2 years. So Riot's all-time peak, you'll see, was in February of 2021. So that's coming up on 2 years ago now. This was just under a $6 billion market cap company. Small cap, high growth stocks were a little overheated at this time. So I like to go from this spot right here, which is November 8th. That's when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. That's when most of the Bitcoin miners hit their all-time high. So at that time, Riot got up to about a $4.1 billion company. They are now down to an $800 million company. So you can see they are down drastically. And I like to look at market cap so that when we go look at price, some of that has to do with stock dilution, but this is straight market cap. They're down 80% in market cap over the last year. Their stock is down worse than that. It's down more than 90%. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at the monthly operational update. Riot announces November 2022 production and operations update, December 5th. Riot produced record 521 Bitcoin and achieves new all-time high hash rate capacity in November of 2022. Okay, so they did set their all-time record. I have a chart of Bitcoin that they have mined by month. Okay, so this is Riot's Bitcoin mined by month dating all the way back to September 2021. So you'll see their previous all-time record was actually in March of 2022 at 511. In October, which was the previous month, they hit 509. So that did not quite get to their record. So this month that they're reporting on, which is November of 2022, they got to 521 Bitcoin mined in the month. So that is their all-time record. So I guess from that perspective, it's good news. They've broken their all-time record. I expect them to continue to break their all-time record for at least the next 5 months in a row. And you're going to see when we get back to the operational update, this actually is a little bit of a disappointing number, despite the fact that it is the company's all-time record. So, okay, Riot produced 521 Bitcoin, an increase of approximately 12% compared to November of 2021. So it's a year later. Riot is many, many, many times larger than they were. Yes, the worldwide hash rate is up, the difficulty level is up, but Riot's hash rate is up significantly more than the difficulty level. So they are lagging a bit, in my opinion, in production. And they actually go on to say so in just a few paragraphs. Riot sold 450 Bitcoin, generating net proceeds of approximately $8.1 million. So this is consistent with what they've done all of the year 2021. They started out selling about 300 Bitcoin a month. Now it looks like they're up to consistently at about 450 Bitcoin a month. But again, they're mining more than that. They mined 521. And it would seem that 450 is paying for their monthly operations and possibly whatever growth they're doing. So they continue to take a hybrid approach. They have the third most amount of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Marathon and Hut are the only two miners that have more Bitcoin on their balance sheet than Riot does. So you'll see the next bullet point is Riot holds approximately 6,897 Bitcoin, all produced by the company's self-mining operations. Okay, Riot had a deployed fleet of 72,428 miners with a total hash rate capacity of 7.7 exahash per second as of November 30th, 2022. So that was as of the month then. I just want to take a quick look at their prior month and take a look at where they were. So as of October's operational monthly update, if we look at this bullet point, Riot had approximately 65,516 miners with a hash rate capacity of 6.9 exahash. So they went from 6.9 exahash to 7.7 exahash over the 30 days of November. So that is a big increase in exahash. Riot has been executing their plan. They continue to say they're going to be at 12.5 exahash by the end of the first quarter 2023. The number of Bitcoin miners continues to increase rapidly, and it looks like they're on pace to get to their goal. So we'll have to keep monitoring that. There was a few months in the early summer where they did some moving around and rearranging, but since then, it seems like they've been hitting their target every single month. Okay, back to the November operational update. So, quote, Riot again achieved a new record for total hash rate capacity during the month of November, resulting in our highest monthly Bitcoin production figure to date, said Jason Les, CEO of Riot. Despite this new level of production, expected production was approximately 660 Bitcoin, given our operating hash rate over the month. So I think it's important that they're addressing this because their number, like I said, although it's their all-time record, with the amount of hash rate that they had, it seems like they should have mined a lot more than they did. They mined 521. They're saying based on their active hash rate for the month, they estimated it really should have been more like 660. So they're off by, I think, about 20% off of where they expected to be. And that's saying assuming normalized performance of the mining pool we participate in. Variance in mining pools can impact results, and while the variance should balance out over time, can be volatile in the short term. The variance led to lower Bitcoin production than expected in the month of November relative to our hash rate. So I will tell you, it sounds like they're trying to address this and say the reason they didn't have the production that they thought they would have is their mining pool essentially got unlucky. Luck is one of the factors in Bitcoin mining. Most of the larger pools are scaled up large enough where they take luck mostly out of the equation, and they tend to be very close to on target on a monthly basis. So for them to be off by 20% in their pool, I'm not sure what pool they're in, and it does not say in this press release, but it does say that they're switching pools, because that would be a big problem. In a larger pool, they would not be suffering these types of variances. So they go on to say, quote, in order to assure more predictable results going forward, Riot will be transitioning to another mining pool, which offers a more consistent reward mechanism so that Riot will fully benefit from our rapidly growing hash rate capacity as we work towards our goal of reaching 12.5 exahash in the first quarter of 2023. So this is ultra important in my opinion, because Riot is looking to have 12.5 exahash, which will be among the leaders worldwide. In addition to that, they have a lot of this in immersion cooling, which would be increasing their effective hash rate. So if they're doing all that, and it's all counterbalanced by the fact that they're in a small pool that is getting unlucky, quote, in mining, then it changes their entire business model. So they've got to get themselves into a pool where they can have a more consistent, more reliable outcome than this. You'll see I do a mining efficiency calculation, so I'll be doing that again this month for each miner. So as the difficulty level continued to increase, this goes down a little bit each month. So last month, about 115, 116 was tops. So anywhere around 100 was pretty good. This month, around 105 so far is the best result I've seen. So between 95 and 105 Bitcoin produced per exahash seems to be about the going rate. Last month, Riot was at 74. Now, some of that may have been energy curtailment, so we've continued to try and hone in. They have a lot of different variables going on. So this month, once again, if you average out their exahash rate over the course of the month, they're going to be somewhere in the same neighborhood, maybe even less, somewhere between 70 and 75 efficiency, and that probably is going to be the lowest out of all the Bitcoin miners. So I definitely think, I like Riot. I'm going to go through what some of their other strengths are. I think this is a great company, but Riot has a lot of upside to it. This one thing is something I do think they need to address. They need to get their efficiency level somewhere in line with their peers. Otherwise, it makes no difference that they have more exahash rate than everybody else, because, for instance, CleanSpark mined 535 Bitcoin with 5.5 exahash. So they mined more Bitcoin than Riot did in the month of November with significantly less exahash rate. So this is something I'm going to have a close eye on. This is the one piece of the puzzle with Riot that concerns me a little bit, but they will have a chance now. They just addressed this. I'm glad to see them actually address this matter in their operational report and acknowledge the fact that these numbers are lower than they should be. So it looks like they're telling us the steps they're taking to correct that. So we're going to be able to keep our eye on that. So we need to see that improve in December. That's the number one thing that I'll be looking for. Okay, quickly, during the month of November, Riot received 10,512 new S19 series miners. They increased deployment fleet by 6,912. Upon deployment of the stage miners, the company expects to have a total of 79,340 miners deployed with a hash rate capacity approximately 9.7 exahash. So you can see they are ramping up quickly. Now, I don't know if they're going to get to that by December 31st, 1st, but they ended September at 7.7 exahash, and they're hoping to get sometime over the next 1 or 2 months to 9.7 exahash. So I am going to set a very, very realistic target. They really should be doing at least 700 Bitcoin in the month of December. So I'm looking for them to mine 700 Bitcoin or more. That is a big jump from what they did in November at 521, and 521 was their all-time record. But really, with the amount of machines that they have online, they really should be somewhere in the area of 700 Bitcoin in the month of December. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. If they are less than that, then hopefully we do have some update. We want to see progress. We want to see that efficiency level go up. So those are the two things I'll be looking for. If they don't get to the 700, let's at least see that efficiency level get up into the 80s and start to approach what their peers are doing. Lastly, I'd just like to take a quick look. I always like to remind everybody, Riot has an exceptionally strong balance sheet. They have $476 million, and this is as of September 30th, 2022. They had $476 million of current assets, $1.4 billion of total assets. They only have $107 million of current liabilities, and they only have $154 million of total liabilities. So they have 10 times the assets that they do the liabilities. So this is an extremely healthy company. This is one of the reasons that this month they have actually overtaken Marathon as the largest market cap. So despite the fact that their market cap is down drastically, they're outperforming their peers over the last month as far as their stock goes. Having said that, let's take a look at the chart because the stock is still very near their 2-year lows. Okay, so quickly, this is on the 1-week time frame. If we go from their all-time high, which was back in February of 2021, to their low rate now in December of 2022, that's about a 94% decrease. Like I said earlier, I prefer to go from their November 2021 highs, where almost all the other Bitcoin miners, that's when they hit their all-time high. So, but even since then, they're down about 90%. So this stock is down considerably, but it is actually outperforming almost all of its peers, even down 90%. So if we zoom in a little closer on the 1-day time frame, you'll see back in August, Bitcoin had a rally up to 25,000. All the Bitcoin miners had a nice relief rally back in August. So Riot got up over $10 to $10.52. Prior to that, their summer lows were at $4.02. You can see on November 21st and November 22nd, they basically retested those lows. And you can see basically this line of support held. They've bounced off of it, and they're now up about 20% off of those lows, which represent 2-year lows for Riot. Having said that, if we look at a couple of price targets, and again, this is not financial advice. You guys got to do your own due diligence. There is no telling what Bitcoin is going to do, and Riot obviously is directly correlated to Bitcoin's success. But if Bitcoin does have a relief rally of some sort, just to get back to where they were about 1 month ago, that would be about a 65% increase in the price of their stock. If somehow Bitcoin had a nice rally back up into the $25,000 area, that would be about a 122% increase in the price of their stock. So I do think there's a lot of upside. I'm not so much looking at the short term. I'm looking at the long-term picture. I like their balance sheet. I like what they're doing. They're growing their exahash rate. So if they can just get their efficiency up a little bit, to me, I like this company. So again, remember, please do your own due diligence. These Bitcoin mining companies are extremely volatile assets to trade. So that's all I got for you on Riot for the month of November. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, smash the like button, and you can join the channel as well. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.